Pizza in Project Zomboid sucks. You have to make it yourself and it's just so tedious that it isn't even worth it. With the restaurant crisis overtaking Nox country and no quality pizza inhabiting the entire area, Sergeant Pubert McNutt, leader of the military, deemed a new rule.
Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, I want some fucking pizza. Alright!
A new pizza place is to be built on the outskirts of Rosewood, and months later of building, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was in business. And I will be spending 5 nights in Project Zomboid making Freddy Fazbear's Pizza my humble abode. Spawning in on night 1, or pretty much day 1, but it just fits the video more, I spawn in a regular house in Rosewood. After I fully loot it and realize that there is hardly anything inside, I leave the house and try the shed out the back. I can't enter it because it's fully locked, but I do get my first zombie kill right after this. Then I literally make the worst decision I think I've ever made on Project Zomboid. I smashed the shed window with my arm and started bleeding straight away, making everything much more annoying to deal with. After realizing it was a complete waste of time because there was nothing inside of the shed, I run back inside the house, shred some clothes and use the rip bandages to stop the bleeding. Now, I had a plan to make these 5 nights a success. I was gonna go to the fire station, loot it up for some weapons and some food, then try my best to find a car that is working with fuel so I can drive over to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. With the plan in mind, I book it straight to the fire station. With the door already unlocked, I head inside and loot the storage room, with the most important item I picked up being the axe, one of the best beginning melee weapons to use, at least I think. I'm not very experienced in this game. I also went upstairs and had a crunch. With step 1 of the plan down and looting the fire station, it was time to find a usable car and get to the pizzeria. And lucky for me, right outside the fire station sat a black van. Other than the suspicious nature of it all, the keys were laying on the ground right behind it, calling my name. But luck wasn't all on my side, as the black van had not a single drop of fuel. So with the plan thrown out the window, it was time to add one more addition: find gas for the car to actually drive it. But before all that, I decided to establish my home before anything else. I was growing more impatient and didn't want to wait anymore, so after clearing some zombies around the area, I ran the entire way to the pizzeria and finally arrived at the building. I cleared the building and claimed Freddy Fazbear's Pizza as my own. I then cleared the outside and nighttime was slowly arriving, so I slept and literally woke up still in the night. With my heart growing restless to protect this place, I started looking into carpentry and noticed that I was missing a vital tool to start being a carpenter: a saw. I had literally missed one while looting the fire station and had now screwed myself over in the future. So with night 2, or day 2 now rising, it was time to find a saw. I started with the lonely house on the outskirts of Rosewood near the pizzeria and looted the shed, thinking that this was going to be the most probable spot to find a saw. I was completely wrong, as I found nothing except the dead mother trying to invite me to a clam. Oh, and a gas can. I then looted the entire house and had also realized that this looting run was a complete failure. So with the time being wasted, I decided to get some fuel for the black van at the front of the fire station. I ran from the pizzeria all the way to the Rosewood gas station and filled the gas can I had recently found, and then ran to the car. Filled it up, forgot to grab the saw again, and drove all the way to the pizzeria, completing my initial plan. The pizzeria found, the car collected, and ready to take on the world. I decided to go back to the fire station for the saw, and with some literal insane driving you've never seen, I crashed my van, slowly damaging it, bringing too many zombies to my area, and I decided it was too risky and drove back home. After eating some food and for some reason not being able to take my painkillers anymore, please someone tell me why I can't take them anymore, I cleaned all of my bandages and then head to sleep as my character was just about to pass out. I awake, still in night 2, and hop back in my van to a nearby area with 3 small warehouses. I sadly, once again, do not find a garden saw, but I do find a crowbar that I can use more effectively to kill the zombies, as my axe had recently broken and I'd been using a fry pan. I also get jump scared from a zombie in the dark that I had no idea was there. I loot some of the small houses around and still had no luck, but I did stock up on some supplies. After driving again to a nearby warehouse, still in search for the saw, I was not focusing and hit another tree, slowly again destroying the one thing allowing me to get around. The 2 large warehouses I had just searched also did not have a saw, so I had given up on the saw idea as I was not having any luck. I would have to call it a failure and move on. I head back to the pizzeria in defeat. After going to bed in real life and doing some thinking while laying in bed, I had a thought and drew up a new plan. I will eventually need the carpentry books anyways to actually build stuff around the pizzeria, and I would need weapons to survive, and maybe some more defensive clothes to protect me. So here was the plan: drive to Phallus Lake to go to a low-key bookstore, sneak in and sneak out. Now, I will not be going to the Rosewood bookstore, as in my opinion and my low skills, Rosewood is highly populated and I will not be able to grab the books without dying. So the Phallus bookstores will do. And next, I would go to a low-key military store to find some good clothes and weapons. There is one far off in the distance in Doe Valley, so I would head there after collecting the books, and with all that, I would be protected and be able to build the pizzeria into a home. So with the plan in mind, I started my attack, hopped in my van, and I was on my way. There was nothing that could get in my way, so with happiness and a positive outlook, I started speaking to myself while driving. Whenever I play Project Zomboid, I never have really understood or like taken into consideration just how many zombies there are all the time. Everywhere. Like there are zombies everywhere. You have got... Yes, I crashed my van into the smallest thing possible, a literal road sign. Also, when I hopped out of the car, a zombie decided to take a swing at me just to make matters better. With no car and literally stranded in the middle of nowhere, I decided to run down to 2 nearby houses to see if there are any cars that I could yoink. But no. There weren't, so I slept. Still just before the dawn of night 3, I had 2 options. Quit, or literally run all the way to Fallas Lake. And boy, I am no quitter. So, here we go, our marathon to Fallas Lake. A lot of walking was ahead of me, and I decided to stick on the road and not to go off, just so I can kind of get an idea of my surroundings. Eventually, I ran into a side street where some houses are located. I broke into a nearby shed, did not find a saw of course, and tried bringing a generator with me back to base, but it was too heavy, so I just left it there. Goodbye, generator. After breaking into another nearby house, I had realized that night was coming fast, and with my character not tired yet and a long journey ahead, I decided I had no time to waste sleeping. So I decided to walk through the night, which may be one of the worst decisions I have ever made in Project Zomboid. Now, I have absolutely no idea if more zombies spawn at nighttime. If anybody knows, please let me know. But this walk was so horrible. There were literally zombies everywhere following me. I was bringing the entire Genshin Impact fanbase with me, and after some time, a long time, I ended up at Fallas Lake. Finally. After attempting to try and lose the horde by maneuvering between houses and fences, I went into the farming store where I finally found myself a garden saw. After all this time, things are looking up. But back with the main objective of getting back to the bookstore, I continue. I got absolutely surrounded in the farming store and decide to leave the area and never come back. After running to a nearby house to lose a horde, which somehow actually did lose a horde and there was no longer a horde on me, I ate food from the fridge and had an awesome night's sleep. I then left to go to the police station to see if there was any loot I could scavenge, but the station was locked and I didn't feel like it was worth it to create a scene and draw some more zombies over, so I left it. Right next to the police station was in fact the bookstore, but it was not easy pickings. There was a small group of zombies defending the bookstore like they already knew I was coming. After clearing all of them and some more at the entrance, I tested my luck at the windows and the door to see if I could enter without making noise. Sadly, this is not possible and I had to smash the window, bringing the attention of a singular zombie. I cleared him and headed into the bookstore, to be rewarded with every single carpentry book I will ever need to get this base going. I hid in the bathroom to start reading and speed up the time, but as I was doing this, I had realized something bad. My health was going down, and by the time I could even read one book, I would be dead. I had no idea why I was losing health, but I had an idea that it's from my fever. You see, I've had this fever the entire game without even realizing it, and it was slowly draining my health, at least I think. I decided I needed to head back to the pizzeria as soon as possible to try and survive. So I stole some gas from a nearby car and got extremely lucky with an unlocked car, so I started driving, trying to get back to safety. But as I was soon to find out, driving back through the horde you just brought with you in the dark is not a good idea, and I ended up crashing into a random car on the road, and it literally broke down. After one singular crash, I was surrounded by zombies, and as soon as I got out to try and run, I instantly died, perishing on night 4. Thank you for watching another Brentos classic. Now, I'm doing some more videos where I want to get actual people like in the videos. Like I want to do some community events and stuff on my Discord server. So if you do want to be in videos where we can all like play together and make a video out of it, join my Discord. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later. Adios.